Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our regular council meeting for Monday, November 24. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 6:30. Town of Elk Point respectfully acknowledges that our community and workplace are situated on Treaty 6 territory, traditional lands of the First Nations and Métis people. With that, we'll jump right in. We do not have a delegation tonight. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
Yeah, I would like to add probably to correspondence, K, the follow up to the broncs and honky tonks that the riding arena had on this past weekend.
Dogs. Okay. Is there anything else?
Did you put that one under, Jason?
There was 12K.
Okay. I guess either under concerns mayor and council or under correspondence, local award winner recognition.
Okay. Any other additions? Got nothing? Okay, with that, can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended? Dwayne? All in favor? Okay, no public hearing. Pardon me. Minutes from our previous meeting?
I saw no concerns on it, so.
Okay. I didn't either.
I'll move the minutes as presented.
Thank you, Jason. All in favor? Okay, unfinished business. Water rate.
So in front of you, we have the water rate is it's a request for a decision. So basically this is started in March 24th, and then we there was a motion to take it to this meeting here. And I would like a little more time to go through that. We got some great work by our staff looking at other communities and how their rates are set up and what's there. So I'd like to defer this till this later date.
Okay. Does anybody have any comments?
I'll move to defer.
Okay. Okay, all in favor? Carried.
The next one is the bylaw. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, next one is resolution 25-355, bylaw 898-24, animal control.
Yes. So this one has been on here for since November 24th to 2025. In August 6th, 2024, there was there unfortunately was an incident, and from there the bylaw was questioned on how it should go forward, and it was sent to the solicitors. The solicitors had come back with comments, and that was reviewed by council as well. And so from that point, myself and the staff have gone through that, and attached you'll see here is a revised version with that, I think addressing most of the concerns. So with this one, because this is a bylaw and there's been concerns in the community in the past, we can, with this one, I would suggest that you do a first reading, and then we'll go to before a second reading, we'll do a public hearing on it and see if there's any concerns with the public or anyone's got any concerns with due in January or February of next year.
Okay. Do you want to hear any comments now, or do you want to wait?
Yeah.
Okay, does anybody have any comments regarding the revised bylaw? No? Okay, I did have a couple.
Okay.
Who would be the medical officer of health for Elk Point?
Question, I'll have to find out.
Okay. It is under identification.
Mm-hmm.
Item C. Okay. And then I guess my next question would be under revocation and duration of determination. What would be a reason that somebody would want to revoke a dangerous dog determination?
Yeah, that'd be under consideration if they come back. But mostly, we can determine if a dog, if you look into the bylaw, does state if a dog is aggressive or whatever, you can determine it is a dangerous dog at any point.
Okay.
And then it can be classified as dangerous dog. And at that point, they would have to make sure the dog was caged or muzzled or under there. But to say they come from a dangerous dog and no longer a dangerous dog, good point.
Okay.
So we should probably look at that. What determines that?
So that's item number 49.
Yep.
And then I have another one.
I think there was an appeal process they can go through and then they can make for the dangerous dog, a plea. And at that point, you can make a decision, but okay.
And then number 57, euthanasia of a dangerous dog. If a dangerous dog causes a secondary injury or death to a person or another animal in violation of section 27, is that not what we wanted to eliminate in our original bylaw? The second injury?
I think the first one, there are a dangerous dog, doesn't it? There's an attack, but if they are aggressive in here states at any one time, if they're aggressive and then someone can determine that not from attack or aggressive at all, they can be determined a dangerous dog. But after they're determined a dangerous dog and there's attack, then they can be euthanized.
From what I'm trying to remember, I thought it was, the idea is, it was the second, you don't want, after the second incident, that's when you want to do something. Like the first similar to what you're saying, the first incident is to
Deem it dangerous?
deem
Okay.
dangerous. And then
then-
the second one is, okay, it was deemed dangerous and I did it again, then we deal with it through the bylaw.
And once it's deemed a dangerous dog and something happens, then that gets euthanized.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to come from attack. It can come from they're chasing someone or chasing another animal or someone sees that they're aggressive, they can determine that they are a dangerous dog. And then that point, once they're a dangerous dog and they attack someone, then they're euthanized.
Okay.
What I understood here.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I shouldn't say probably, just for clarification, if a dog, say, puts a run on somebody or whatever, then that's indicating that there's aggression. And if it does something like bites, second thing, then it's euthanized. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I understood it. Doesn't have to be, if it was no, it was a severe attack the first time.
Different stuff.
That's a good question.
Okay. Did anybody else have any comments regarding it? Okay. Does somebody feel comfortable making the
First
I'll make the motion.
reading, because it's still got an option to review again and do changes and then hear from the public as well.
Okay. All right, so Tim made that first motion for the first reading. All in favor? Perfect. Carried. Okay. All right, bylaws and policies.
So next one, not quite as controversial. So
Election signs and election signs bylaw.
yeah. So through the last election, through our election procedures, which is coming up next, procedure bylaw, it would have in there that no signs they only can be put on public property. So there was concerns that were brought forward to us during the election because other places, I know it's a town of St. Paul, another place they had along roadsides and in public spaces. So what this is, so we brought that forward for council's consideration. We have to be a sign bylaw. So within here in the sign bylaw, it'll be separate. It'll be taken out of the procedure bylaw. And with this sign bylaw, you can put it onto roadways because that's pretty normal procedure is that you can have it in public access. And here it also states how long you can have it up, then you got to take it down and everything else. So there's some rules when it comes to fire hydrants and those kind of things as well. So that's for your consideration here. You could do all three readings you wish for this one. I don't think there's a need for a public hearing, election sign bylaw, so.
Okay, I just want some clarification on number 4, signs on private property. 4.1, an election sign may be placed on private property with the prior consent of the property owner, which I totally understand. What happens in the case of rental homes?
The question is the owner. It does say owner, or you could say resident. Which the owner gonna make that change? The resident of the property, but then it's not the property owner.
And the owner over.
Yeah.
Because it happened.
I know.
I'm gonna say it happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that would be,
Because you could say resident, because once someone resides in a property and they're paying rent, they become the owner of that property, not the owner, but they become the resident of that. You could say the resident of the property
okay.
instead of the owner, if you want to do it that way. So I read that and I didn't ever thought of that. So that's an issue. You could put resident of the
I
property.
think the resident would be a little more
than the owner.
in tune, yeah.
Because once you pay rent, it's yours and the owner can come
Yeah, you
in
should
with
be looking
right.
after it
They can,
and-
if there's
yeah.
something wrong or an emergency.
Yeah.
The property owner has a concern about the sign, they can take it up with the resident. And there's also in here about how if a sign has to be removed, the procedure for that. So for example, if the property owner decides that's not a sign they want, it's in here somewhere, obviously, there has to be properly removed with the candidate's information, so.
Right.
So you-
No, I think a simple change of resident would probably suffice. I don't know if you need to change more than that wording throughout the there's more of that. Just to keep the wording consistent, right?
4.2 says an election sign on private property may be removed by either the sign owner, property owner, or occupancy of the property where the sign is located.
So if you wanted to put.
There's his occupancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Occupant or.
Put that in 4.1 as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can put owner / occupant of the property.
Okay. All right. So then making that change, then do you want just first reading tonight?
Yeah, you can do first reading, bring it back, yes.
Okay.
First reading with those amendments.
Does anybody else have any? No? Is somebody willing to make the motion for the first reading? Sean? Okay, with the amendment, and administration will bring that back. All in favor? Okay, election procedures bylaw.
Election procedure bylaw, well, it's still fresh in everybody's mind. That's why I want to get it done first, because we just went through an election. So I think so some of the changes you take, we took the sign bylaw, but signs out of this, that should be bylaw. The other one was, there was some, through the election, you've always held the elections here in town council. There's some concerns that would it be better suited in another location. So within here it's stating that you can determine that 30 days, June 30th, before, if you wanted to put it in a different location, not just that, because in there it stated it had to be at the town, it had to be here at the town office, which it doesn't have to be. It can be in any location as long as you determine that by June 30th. So that's what this is doing here, saying it doesn't have to be in this location. You can still,
Yeah,
not
not gonna handcuff you guys down.
Okay. Anybody have any comments or questions regarding the procedure bylaw? Election procedure bylaw? Okay. Can I get a motion for first reading? Jason,
Motion?
all in favor? Carried. Are we comfortable with going through them all? Okay, can I get a motion for second reading?
Got that one?
John did.
This was close.
It was close. Okay, all in favor? Okay. And to go move forward to third reading, Tim? Okay. And third, all in favor? Great, okay. And third reading, motion for third reading. All in favor? Carried. Okay, new business. Oak Point Firefighters Association, Fireman's Ball.
Yes, in front of you, you have a request that was sent to us for the Fireman's Ball. So there's two requests here. One is a donation for a door prize, and the other one is to attend the event. So you'll have the event is in February 7th. It was sent to us on November 7th. And so the first one is if you, and I think in the past, you've given a merchandiser prize for a door prize. And then the other one is if you wish to attend it, and you can see it's $50 per ticket or $400 per table. So it's up to your decision discussion. So.
Any questions or comments?
On which part?
Well, let's do
Different,
the
yes.
Like the,
merchandise first.
Silent auction.
Yeah.
I see no concern on the, providing something for the silent auction unless somebody else does.
Okay. Somebody want to make the motion to,
I can make that motion for the silent auction.
You want to put an amount on there?
Sure, maybe.
For,
in the past, has it been town merchandise?
It's always been town merch.
Yeah. So do we need to have a value?
You can get things together if you have, so yeah.
Okay. So. Okay, all in favor of providing a silent auction? Carried. Okay, now to attend the Fireman's Ball. I had reached out to Daryl regarding the Fireman's Ball. In the past, when the town has attended these, we've paid our ticket personally. But prior to the election, I was going through a bunch of budgets and I noticed that there was a line item for relations, public relations and receptions. And so my question to Daryl was, could the town, using that budget line, pay for the table if some of council wanted to attend?
I don't see an issue with that. I've seen other places where you can attend for yours, if your spouse goes, and then you have to pay that ticket if you wish.
That was,
Okay,
that was the suggestion that I was going to bring in. Though
Yeah, see, yeah.
a major event for the fire department, as it's a big fundraiser. So it's having the town support there would be crucial. I know we did in the past. I think in the past one, which was 2 years ago, we paid, which I have no qualms about it. But it's I think we were in different tables. I'm trying to remember. Be nice to, or
you know, we had one, like, I know I was flying solo because my husband was at work. We did have a table. I think we were,
or did it?
not anybody that could make it was at. So yeah, it would just be a matter of who, maybe we would need 2 tables this year. I don't know.
Because that'd be all for, maybe, yeah, town pays for the counselor, but yeah, the spouse that we'd be
Paying
paid that way. That's the motion I would be in favor of.
there.
that's fair.
Okay. All right. Any other comments?
Because I know I plan on being there at that event. So.
Having said that, if we have a table and, we want our wife to come, are they gonna be at a different table?
No, we would make sure we have
Okay.
enough seating. If
Yeah,
if one table's not enough, then we would get tickets to accommodate so that like we were all sitting as close together as.
Unless you don't want to sit beside. Good enough.
Night out tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we would make sure
Yeah.
that they're sitting with you for sure.
Definitely.
So. Okay, so do we want to reword that then a little bit to,
I don't know if you need to, that council attends the Elk Point Fire Hall Ball February 7th. So it's saying the council. It's not saying your spouse in council. So you would have to pay for your spouse. I don't think you need to put that in the motion because it's saying council can attend.
okay, all right. However, you have general ledger number 262,770.
Mhm.
Could we use 211,290?
Yeah, well, definitely.
Okay.
I'll make sure, yeah. And I got the right guy right beside me, so that's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody that'd like to make that motion?
So is it just on those that want to attend or
Right.
can attend. So you
Yeah.
just put your name forward and.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
And then if your spouse let us know, then you pay for it, but we'll purchase tickets for you, make sure they're all on the same table.
When do you need that by?
Is it deadline? We'll find out when,
They have a poster?
have to look at the letter, when the deadline is, we'll let you know.
When is the event itself?
seventh is the event.
If they sell out, that'd probably be the best.
Yeah.
That doesn't-
Probably, it doesn't say a date, but we'll find out. There must be a date so they know how many plates they're serving. So,
Yeah.
Contact.
yeah.
They have them on speed dial.
All right. Would somebody like to make a motion? To approve that? Sean? Okay, all in favor? Carried. Right. Step Skyways Phase 2 project.
So this is, there was, we were invited to go on a pilot, the drone to one from Andrews Base into St. Paul, which is successful. There's, as you can see in the report, there's good potential for drones, drones and the potential market for it. So they want to move into the phase 2. So here, they're asking for support towards this project. So basically on this one, they're asking for a motion that council approve participation as a partner municipality in the Alberta Community Partners ACP intermunicipal collaboration grant application for phase 2 of the Skyway project with County of St. Paul acting as the lead applicant, which makes the most sense on this one. So I think this is actually a fairly good project. I think it's got some potential, and especially where we're located, and potential for future economics as well.
I would make that motion to approve it since it was my motion in the step to follow up with this and go forward. So I'll make the motion to support this event or this project.
Okay. Does anybody have any comments?
We did, because there was a spare ACP opportunity. That's why we're allowing this, because in all phase 1, they used the Vermilion spare ACP grants, and so now they're using ours. So it's another partnership as a region because it's through Hub and Steps. So as long as we're not tying ourselves up.
Right.
No.
Okay. Any other comments? No? All in favor? Carried. Okay, FCSS AA conference, November 26th to the 28th.
So this one, this is for a member at large will need to be approved to go to the FCSS conference that's happening November 26th, 28th, which we do have members on there. I believe the count, Sean not able to go. So I think we definitely have money for the budget for someone to go. So I think this would be good for the member at large to go to this conference. It's actually a really good conference.
Okay.
That motion to approve.
In favor? Great. Northern Regional Economic Development Program.
Yeah, this request to support Sound St. Paul in the application to the Northern Regional Economic Development Program with their park, Legacy. That's how you spell Legacy? Oh,
It's French.
French, okay. Sorry, I apologize. Legacy Park Boulevard and project to include and confirm that the project provides regional recreation and tourism benefits and aligns with the regional trails tourism master plan. So we're not asking to contribute, we're just asking to put support. They are contributing. They did get a donor for that, and they're contributing another $10,000. So they're providing the match funding. So they're putting this application forward. It's us to support South St. Paul for this project.
Okay. Somebody like to make that motion?
I can make the motion.
Yeah, remember that pronunciation. Thank you.
It is Lagasa. Lagasa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Gotta say more French.
French. Yeah, I'm not French. Okay, all in favor?
Some parents French.
No. Okay. Chief Administration Officer report.
So on here, the St. Paul Regional Delivery of Waste Management Study is on its way. We had a meeting on November the 21st. And just with the information from the interview, so they were opportunity to interview all the counselors that were on that committee before they went to election, because they were sure they're going to be returning or not. So they did all that, and also did interviews with the staff as well. So the next step of the study now is an in-person stakeholder meeting to be held on Thursday, January the 15th, from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. at the Meady Crossing Center in Smoky Lake. So that will be just to go through that and bring all that together. I don't know if you want to say anything else, Tim, or?
No, I think that pretty well done.
Yeah, so that's on the wells and the waste. We'll hopefully see what kind of information comes out of this, and hopefully it'll make things, our whole region look at efficiencies and find ways to make it a better system. So the regional recreation facility assessment. So that one, we received the information. Then we had a meeting on October the 10th. And then with the report, and then now the report is being completed here hopefully in November, and we'll get that assessment back and identifying what the 5 and 10 year plan is. So hopefully we get it here fairly quick. I know we're getting the end of November here right now, so we'll see where that's at. The St. Paul Regional Housing Needs Assessment. There's another meeting scheduled for December the 16th. This is kind of the final comments on the final review. So we provided those. So once we get that, and then we should be getting a final draft back to council for review in January 2026.
Who attends that meeting in?
Myself, also Lynn from here attends that meeting. I don't think we have any counselors in that one. And that's the regional housing study that's doing on that one, so. And the AB Munis Conference, I know you got this later on here. I don't want to report it now. Do you want to report that later? It's on the agenda.
You can do it now.
Okay. Attended the conference from November 11th to the 14th. So one of the first things he went to was a 20-year service award. So thank you, Dwayne was with me as well. And he got one of these trophies, and so did our Mayor Parrish. And just to let everybody know, I believe there's only 11 counselors in the province that actually got this 20-year award, and we had 2 of them. So I think we're very proud of that. We had 2 of the 11 attended. So thanks. Dwayne was there, of course, and then I stepped on behalf of Mayor Parrish. Also attended other meetings, AI in municipalities, got a little bit of understanding where AI is sitting in municipalities and how it's going forward, artificial intelligence. So it's interesting. There was one about water treatment, and they talked about how they set the boundaries. And then as the computer learned, and then they get to put those boundaries closer in. So it wasn't full reign, but it was very interesting on how the AI works as well. The other one that was, and I think myself and Dwayne both were there, was the power service within Alberta. And it's the power and how it's distributed and how it's shared amongst the providers in the province, and how that and how the distribution went. It was interesting. They talked a lot about wildfires. They didn't leave a lot of time for asking questions, but later on the conference, when it came to the motion, and there was a lot of discussion and debate about the distribution fees. It really comes down to, there was a really good discussion about distribution fees, about it being equal across the province instead of where there's less population, distribution goes up significantly. And so there was a lot of debate. Of course, cities, both Calgary and Edmonton, like the way it is right now. But unfortunately, the rest of the province doesn't. And it was a lot of debate, and like the city of Calgary has 2 million people. The city of Edmonton has 1.5, but there's 5 million. There's still another 1.5 million people in the province. Mm-hmm. So why can't it be distributed equally amongst the whole of all the population, like they do in Saskatchewan and BC? And so there's a motion that came forward with a lot of debate. There was a lot of debate. So yeah.
It's like, it's on topic is, so I don't have report, but the whole conference dwelled around that. The minutes, question and answer periods, everyone dealt with it. And one thing that one guy said I thought was just unbelievable is, when you build a half a mile of a power line in a city, you're feeding 200 homes. You build in a country, you could be feeding 2 homes, 2 farms. The one guy went up there and he says, yeah, but all the money the government makes on oil royalties is coming from the ground we're standing on, not the cities. Yeah. And it really made, you got a roar there when you had a question, but yeah. Okay, continue.
Yeah, no. There's more coming. So there's also a good conversation about a municipal regionalization, which we're doing here as well. This is down by Wainwright, Irma,
Edgerton and
yeah, so they're called ICE. At concert, yeah. So they're talking about how they get the regionalization and how they had a pool of equipment, not one owned it, but they all owned it. So how that regionalization went a little farther. The difference there is they were all equal. They're all communities of 400 people or that. So they were all kind of equal in size. We're here, we got a little bit of, a lot of different size, very size population assessment. So it was interesting on how they moved forward with that and how they did that. There was some budgeting stuff there, but also met with Alberta Highways. Myself and Dwayne met with the, I believe is,
Mike,
yeah, Mike. And then he talked to us. So we brought the two big concerns brought forward was the road through town, which we knew the answer already is that because of the infrastructure there, they didn't have the milling equipment here and couldn't do that. So, but they are keeping an eye on it. I was hoping to get a timeline. They didn't really give me a timeline.
They never will, but good to keep asking.
Yeah, tried. So they said they'll keep monitoring it. And I did let them know is that, it wasn't great before, but now with the smoother on both sides, it just seems worse because now I got to smooth on both sides. On either side of it going in and out of the community, those are just overlays. They're not a permanent fix. They're just to get an overlay. It's a thin overlay just to get through. And then and then again, to start looking at milling and redo the road. But I was trying to get a timeline, never got that. So, but then the corner that's north of us here, that,
Queen Junction.
yeah, they're ready to design. So they're probably only a couple of years out on what they're going to do up there. They talked about a circle and then an outer loop or something that is sort of heavier traffic.
Yeah, and they're not gonna have enough room there. So
That's the
they've got to
conversation. You have to buy more land.
buy more land. So, and there's a couple houses on the other side and there's one on this side, so I don't know. But he said, he did timeline that. He says
Yeah.
it's within 2 years.
2 years.
Should be a go.
I would imagine that with the paving, that would align with the paving of that too, maybe. If they're
It might.
planning to go
Yeah.
that maybe would be.
They say will keep us notified and let us know well in advance. And once they get designed, they'll come and talk to us as well. So.
Oh, good, because I know they haven't really consulted us.
I was gonna say they didn't
They are.
with the overlay.
They didn't, because there's the conversation about the Queen Junction's happening for 5 years now. And we never had any input. The county of St. Paul has,
Yeah.
and the Bonnyville has, but we never had any
They said he-
consultation.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have that. Thank you.
So they're definitely going to have that. So that was a good meeting. He was really good with that. He said he was waiting for a whole lineup. His no, there's only two of us this time, so he's going to be happy with that. The whole gang. And then the other ones, there's lots of discussion throughout. With the trade show, there's a lot for the trade show. It's a big conference, it's the biggest conference yet, over 1,600 delegates.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was huge. And then on top of it yet, we tried to, the first day Dwayne drove down, but the construction and the parking was a nightmare.
Oh, that whole downtown is construction, like, I mean, ripped up from one store to the next.
Yeah.
And you try to park. Or get dropped off at a different door, you get turned around.
Yeah. We had lots a few times, so. Yeah,
That's the biggest one ever on record.
yeah, on record, so the big one had to be in Calgary. So anyway, so that's a report, and that was good to go down there, and as a networking, we sat mostly with the town of St. Paul, so I got. So there's the mayor down there, so that was good. So other than that, we'll have a more report later on. The Elk Point Regional Water Commission, so we had a meeting on November the 10th. They review those rates and they set the rates, and basically you'll have that coming back here on December the 8th. And we'll have that. So we're looking at lots of work by my staff, looking at what other communities are doing. There's a lot of similarities, but there's also differences on how that's handling. And I know in the past you've had different questions on the volumes and how they're charging. So we're gonna bring back some options for you on that one. So, and then I have the other dates that are on here as well, but Chris's party assessment web presentation, if you're signed up for that one, and extravaganza is coming up. Yeah, it's coming up already this week, already here on Saturday. So
Temperature should be dropping.
hopefully, yeah.
It is.
Our budget meeting's coming up, and so anyways, that's all I have.
Does anybody have any questions regarding? Do we need separate motions for the? Oh yeah, can I get a motion to approve the CAO?
I can make it.
So. All in favor? Okay. CSS report. Okay, it's here. I don't know if Sean, if you have anything you want to add from your meeting.
No, I'm still kind of getting my feet wet, so I'm still following more than leading on it.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Are you comfortable making the motion to approve the report? Yeah.
This report is presented, whose report is it?
It's the director. It's the director from the city. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, her name's Brenda. Okay, all in favor? Okay, finances. Oof.
We have balance sheet attached. Here, I'm not sure if you have any question on the balance sheet.
I don't. Balance sheet, I don't. Does anybody have any questions regarding the balance sheet?
Couple of points I identified, like accounts receivable is growing this year from previous year. This is due to some of the property are not the properties, the industrial property is not paying
Taxes.
their taxes, and one of the federal property paid their taxes. There's around $61,000 just after this report
Okay,
is pull out. And the second one is our cash in hand also increase. Not because this previous year's balance is at the end of December and current year balance is as of October. That's why the difference is here. All funds, okay, this is the balance sheet, and then we have operating. Any question on operating?
The revenues and expenses for October.
Yeah, the revenue. Total,
do you know what percentage of taxes we have collected?
is almost. I'm not exactly, I can tell you right now, but I can send you.
Okay,
I look into, but I forgot what is the
okay.
percentage. Yeah.
Questions or comments? Okay. Yeah, motion on that before we go into or the,
Need to have one motion for the financial report.
for all of it?
Yeah, you can.
Typically, we kept Epic and
Oh,
Be separate, yeah.
okay. FD then for budget lines over 20%.
Yes, there are a few,
So do you want to do a motion for the,
Okay, okay,
if you do, well, that's, I meant all those together.
okay, right, okay.
A to D, right?
A to D,
I can make the motion to recover
B
the
to C.
balanced detail operating and tax trial.
Yeah, the D, that's right, yeah.
Portions from each. Usually will.
We do the overlines, do it separate.
Budget lines to the.
even with E being an RFD.
Yeah, RFD, I think we should do it separately. Yeah, we'll do the RFD for the budget overline separately, yeah.
Okay, so Jason made a motion to approve the balance sheet, detailed operating revenue and expenses, operating and revenue expenses for October, and the tax trial balance. Any comments? No? All in favor? Carried. Okay,
So I'll turn it over to Mary again. This is
Okay.
the budget line over 20%, yeah.
last time what we submitted, since then, the 20% new line item came or change on this 20% line item exceeded by 20% are these lines, which is the legal service, that's for the HR related advice we get from the lawyers. And fireman wages is we are over by 3,600, but this is the budget item put in a different line. But our payroll system use the code for 155, and we budgeted the same line for 140 code.
Okay.
That's why the difference is, because 140 it is very under, and 155 we are over.
Are their training costs always done through payroll?
No, training cost this year we are doing through payroll. Training means the volunteer training.
Yeah.
Which we used to contribute to them and they used to pay their own, but the auditor advised us it has to go
Okay.
through payroll.
Okay.
And that's why we are doing this year in
Mhm.
December through our payroll. I talked to Bryce, it would be cost around 80,000, but 75% is to be incurred by the county and 25% to incurred by us. And overall will be under if we add those two lines together. Line item 231,542, which is garbage shop, it is budget error, which was budgeted for $125 per month, but we are actually paying $168 per month.
Is that just an increase as of late, or is that right from the very beginning?
Uh,
I think just recent.
no, it is not recent, very beginning from the month of January. It is
Okay.
the time the budget was done, they used the old rate and
Higher rate. Okay.
they're paying higher rate. And GL 241-216, it was a error, coding error that need to be fixed, and I advise my persons to fix it, and that $701 to remove from GL 216 to same department GL 215.
Okay.
And fire service plan, there's a generator repair. We budgeted $8,000, but the actual cost came $10,876. Sorry.
So there's money in the budget for 8,000, but we had in the repair we had to get
Yeah.
done, so it's 10,000, so.
And so then that whole budget line is actually sitting at 12,700.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Which we probably not gonna need next year in talking to Jay, so it's just something that happened, and we had to deal with it.
I'm used to that.
Yeah. Something you don't wanna be without very long, you know, yeah.
GL 241,730 is a amortization budgeted, but it's a non-cash item. It's just a accounting adjustment, and we are over this by $7,600. Transfer station salary, that's a ongoing thing. I reported this one even previous month because it's not budgeted every month. We are incurring additional cost. It is increasing.
But there must have been budget for
Right.
an employee.
That was full time that we didn't
Yeah.
get them in a part time, so that's covering it.
And the last is 216-231. That's a inspection group permit cost which increase, but on the other hand, the corresponding revenue also increase.
All right. Does anybody have any questions or comments on the overages? All right. The recommendation is that council approve the listing of over budgeted expenditures. Can I get a motion to do so? Ron? All in favor? Okay. Financial statement for Epic. Straightforward.
Yeah, it's nothing changed, so only $10 investment and $11 liability loan. That's the balance sheet. And we have budgeted $7,800. So far, we didn't spend a penny over there. That's the Elcoin Investment Corporation.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve that financial statement? All in favor? Right. And financial statement for GBI.
Greenfield Incorporation, we invested 500,000. We actually provided loan to GBI. They that investment that loan is representing as investment of out of that 500,000, 490,000. I need to look into how this transaction was happened. I didn't had a chance to look into, but there is no change. It's from the very beginning is the same amount.
Are there any questions? No? Can I get a motion to approve the financial statement for Tim? All in favor? All right. Thank you, Mayor. Committee minutes and reports. Step.
I think everything is in there. They talked about the Skyways project, which I think is, I think that's the next step. We'll see a lot of drone usage already and it's growing. And I think that's going to be the direction of the way things are. So being a part of this is going to be a good thing, I think. Everything else, I mean, Linda's got a pile of stuff going on, so she's got that report that's there. There was one question I got back, and I'll have to do some follow-up with the group on RRS program. There's still some concern from local businesses on trying to get new letters for employees. So they've been approved within the system, but they failed to, or they've found other employment. So they're looking to get letters for new people come in. And as far as the understanding goes, is that there's some major changes to the whole system in March. So I don't know what the timeline is. So I'm following up with that. So if you get some correspondence on it, that's where we sit with the RRS program, is trying to figure out if it's worth submitting a new letter, if it's going to be within the system for 8 to 10 months. There, by the time March comes around and it's returned or it's reprogrammed, it might be obsolete anyway. So that's the only thing I can really add to that.
It's still suspended, right?
Yes, like we've, there is letters that you could, like within the system right now, because the business was approved and they've had other letters. We could submit because of that. But in the same breath, it's, if that person loses, my understanding is if you're in the cog here and that person drops out, then you can submit a letter, but then that goes to the bottom of the list. So then you're now waiting. Last I heard was 8 months to review those things. So if they put it in now, it would be 8 months from now that letter then would be reviewed. So it's almost it's not worth it in my eyes, but I said that I would follow up with it, so I'm still looking for it. It would be for a couple businesses in town that have requested it, so.
Tim, what's the cassava? Is that how you say it? Project?
Yeah, and so it was a program to deal with feed and my understanding of it was a better feed, less environmental impacts and stuff like that. So it was we're trying to come up with this seed through Lakeland College and different things, but then they've lost the funding for it. So we're trying to follow up with it to try to keep it going because we felt that this was something that would be beneficial for the area and for the region and for what we're trying to do within the area with the schooling and the, you know, I guess the group that's involved. It's a good cog. So
When you say feed, what do you mean?
it's for cattle feed. They're looking for a seed that or something that they could feed that has less. It's like less methanes and this and that, whatever. So it's more environmentally friendly.
No, that's just wondering what who it was directed towards.
Yeah.
Tim?
Yep.
Okay. All right, Allied Arts, tickets are still available for next weekend's dinner theater. The show starts on Friday. We've sold over 720 tickets so far. And we are less than $10,000 away from paying off our loan. So we're looking at 3 to 4 payments. We do have a phone number there now, which has been very useful. We've been getting a lot of messages regarding ticket sales. And there's only farmers markets for this year. So hopefully they do well between now and the end of December 18th, I guess, is our last one. So other than that, everything is pretty low key meeting. And as for the golf course, that was my first meeting. They're pretty relaxed having those meetings. They seem to have a good year. The greens and the fairways were in good shape. They were able to water more this year, so the water was plentiful. Early bird memberships will be starting December 1st. I did ask how many members they had. They weren't able to give much of a financial report. Their treasurer wasn't available that night, so they weren't sure how many members they had. So we'll see. I believe January is their AGM. Did I write that down? Yep. Oh, no, sorry. February 2nd will be the AGM.
Okay.
Yeah, Groundhog's Day. Early bird membership. They did some maintenance on some of the ground equipment. And they were talking about the electrical, the campsite. And I think we need to check with Jay, because I don't know if they just have 15 amp breakers out there, but some of the sites would blow the breakers, so I don't know if they need upgrading or what this.
Well, the standard now is 30, right?
30, yeah, you have 15 or any.
You can't run an air conditioning.
No, then they're running 15. That would be, yeah.
And then person that looks after the clubhouse said the campsite booking, the online booking seems to be challenging for some people. And I don't know.
For the people booking or for our their end?
No, for the people booking, but it's the same site that people use to book Stony Lake and Lake Bellevue. Let's camp.ca.
Let's camp, yeah. We guys got information the other day and we're set up here too, so.
Yeah.
We had some challenges last year about that, so.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's what Brandy had said, but I went to go on, it must be suspended right now because it's not camping season.
Yeah. So we're looking into ours and we'll look into that as well. So.
Okay.
What were the challenges, if you don't mind me asking? Do you remember, or is that?
Well, we had some, I know that some were getting booked on there, or there was one that got booked and they only got, so there was some stuff there and we're looking into that as well.
So just the timing, they can't set the times up properly, or?
Well, and Brandy said some people just couldn't book.
Yeah.
So they would have to go into the clubhouse and she would have to do it through on her computer or something, and it was just, it wasn't smooth.
Yeah, I guess sometimes you can reach out to the county too and see if they had the same challenges.
Yeah.
Cause I think I looked at that and the layout and stuff like that was pretty nice, but yeah, if it's not working, that makes a difference.
I want to say that I used it to book somewhere and I had no issues, but I don't know, maybe it's.
To me, most time my problem is operator error.
Oh, something to be said about
Yeah,
that
yeah.
too. And they did mention that some of the picnic tables may be needing some attention. And then I asked about if they had a stay and play. And they said they did, but it was gone.
I know I talked to Jay about big tables and we do some every winter, so
Okay.
there's some more we'll get done. So,
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
We talked to them.
Oh, it's a winter project when it's.
Yeah, it's a winter
Yeah.
project and big tables.
Yeah, for sure.
We can't get them all done at the same time, so we try to get the first. Yeah.
And then I think they're gonna have to look at changing their security system, because it's been giving them some issues. And then, yeah, they're probably looking at getting some cameras out there as well. But other than that,
They did some renovation out there, new decking,
they did some new decking, yeah.
and I think they're looking into a new roof.
New roof they're looking at. They need to figure out exactly what projects they want to do. And then prioritize.
Yeah.
So, but no, they did have a good year and they were really pleased with that, so.
Did they mention anything on the contract with the town on the campsite?
They said they just wanted to confirm that it's yearly, right?
Mhm.
We.
Thought it was 2 years.
I was yearly, but I can double check on it, so,
I told him I would look into it
okay.
and find out, but I thought it was yearly.
I think it's yearly too as well, but I'll check on it.
Yeah, some of their golf carts were working, some of them were, so. Overall, they had a good year and sounds like they've got staff lined up for next year already, so. Right. Can I get a motion? Oh, AB Muni's convention. What else do you guys want to add?
Got a few things here to add. We talked about that. Resolutions, we voted on 14 resolutions. The one took more time than the other 13.
Distribution.
2 guest speakers, Johnny Harris, he's a pretty decent comedian. And Shauna Randia, she's an astronaut, a doctor and something else. Is she a teacher yet too? I think doctor.
Yeah, it's also, yeah.
Political speakers, obviously Danielle Smith, leader of the opposition, and Minister of Municipal Affairs. And then there was 2 sessions with different ministers, and I thought there was about 8 each time.
The panels, yeah.
The panels.
Panels. And the majority of the talk was about delivery charges on utilities. And we talked about that. Sessions I attended, advocating for towns. Powering and connecting our communities. The third one, RCMP contract policing. I was kind of disappointed in that one because I thought they were going to talk about them implementing the RCMP, but it was just the way they're doing it now and how they come up with our rate that we pay.
Okay.
And there was elections. We elected from Town East a local representative, Dave Sharoon from Bonnyville.
Oh,
And meeting with transportation, we talked about that. So that was about it. Other than that, it was overall, it was very good.
Yeah.
All the sessions were good. All the speakers were really good. And
Yeah, one of them, I just have one of the things, one of the smaller towns came up regarding the cost of fire emergency equipment.
Okay.
And being, like I said, they got a 20-year-old truck that's only got 20,000 kilometers on it, but yet they got to buy a new one for $1.7 million. It's like, it's crazy. Can't you find a better way to have, because these trucks are still running, they're still all, but with insurance and everything else. So there was,
Because it's the primary truck, insurance wise says you have to have it.
I know, so they're trying to challenge it. It's only 20, it still runs, does everything it did. I don't know how fires, and I agree, how the fires change 50 years from now than they are today. There's some changes, but those still work and are still being used. Why you have to go buy a new one? So they're looking at, I know you can change the pumps to get the pumps inspected, which I understand.
Well, even if it's like, it should be inspected as long as it passes inspection. you should be fine, but again, it gets into the liability of, that's our problem.
I was just gonna say, in the oil field, they rebuild those pumps and everything else, and those trucks last for 20 years, 30 years or whatever, doing high pressure work and whatnot. So to say that a fire truck is any different, I don't.
And they get used a lot less,
They get-
Less.
especially in small towns.
Our ground pumper is the same thing where that, a unit is, would be top anywhere else. But we have to look at upgrading it because it's too old. Not what it looks like and not how it performs.
Yeah.
Well, Daryl, correct me, but I thought they passed a resolution to extend that to 25 years.
Well, that's to advocate to make that change. Exactly.
Yeah.
And extend that life of those vehicles because they're getting too costly for the small towns anymore. Yeah. So anyways, that's the only thing I have to add. So.
That's the thing, when you legislate something that's with a private industry, it's like insurance. You make somebody get insurance, but there's nothing saying the insurance guys can't gouge you.
What?
There's a breakdown there. If you're gonna legislate it, then you have to have some kind of a promise there.
But is it a legislation or is it a insurance thing?
It's more an insurance thing.
Yeah.
And that's what's coming down to.
The insurance companies won't insure because not well, in their best,
But if you get re-inspected, why not?
Mhm. Yeah, there's got to be a way around that.
Around that, I agree.
Should be.
we've been talking for a few years.
That's what one lady said. She had they had 20-year-old vehicle, had 20,000 clicks on it.
Yeah.
That's get rid of it.
The beauty of it is because it's still valued because another municipality that has a newer machine needs to can buy that and put it in full service. Because it's their secondary one.
They're buying it for a fraction of the cost.
And buying it for a fraction of the cost, and it's great for them, but
Yes.
otherwise you had fun then.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Not really, if you talk about going out and eating and drinking, there was. So.
I think one of the things that like downtown, like the hotels downtown are really expensive, but town of St. Paul, what they actually did is they stayed at the Sandman and then LRT went straight from there right down to the.
That's right.
So it's something to look in the future.
Yeah.
Where the Holiday Inn couldn't do that.
Yeah, like our rooms were 90 some bucks each. And it was a 10-minute drive, but there was no place to park. Then you'd have to pay for parking anyway, so 22 bucks was the average for a cab, so and then drop you off right at the door.
Still $90.
What's the average cost of the mugging on the LRT?
You know how much money you can gain? Yeah.
Congratulations to you and.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very so. I think we're very honored to have two. We're the only community that had two.
I think there was 11 in total.
Yes, two from town. So really good.
There was other, like it was all their awards and that, and there was awards for counselors or mayors that, you know, it's nothing to do with years, but take a project and really follow it through till it happens, whether it's water treatment, you know, something like that. There was about 6 or 8 awards like that. So if we have anything that we should always keep it in mind to.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, can I get a motion to approve the committee minutes and reports? All in favor? Carried. Correspondence and information. Lots of letters,
Yes, lots of letters.
lots of letters.
Municipal Fair is the first one. Congratulating council and mayor, so. Do you want to go through individually or do you want to say there's any questions to it?
I don't think we need to go through
Okay.
individually. Does anybody have any questions regarding them?
A lot of it's just, yeah.
Restore transition for the Cornerstone Co-op, that would be interesting. Okay, Cornerstone Co-op Board, congratulations. All right, so follow up to Bucking Bronx and Honky Tonk.
I just wanted to make a point of our council to acknowledge the successful event that happened on Saturday at the Riding Arena. The association there put towards an evening of Bronx where it was saddleback and bareback. They also had a wild horse racing, which was very exciting.
That was intense, like
That was intense.
nobody was injured.
Yep.
Like,
But overall, like this is, you can tell that group did a lot of work to get this to, off the ground. This is the first time that there was ever, like a public event in that building for the last 30 years. And so they didn't do a lot of work to get to where they're at, and the community came out in groves. I heard a number, there was over 500 people there, so highly successful. So I just want to maybe that our council and maybe the administration can send that group a thank you letter and congratulations letter for all their hard work, because it's groups like that that actually put themselves out there and create entertainment for the community and allows something that it moves our whole community forward. So I just, we should celebrate that.
Acknowledge that. Okay. Great. Are you making a motion to do that, Jason?
If we need a motion, I can make a motion.
Do we need a motion?
No, we can do it.
Just do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
It's more official if we make a motion.
Look at it.
Okay. Administration will draw that up.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Award winner recognition, Tim.
Yes, it's something that we've talked about with other councils and stuff like that, that we should take the time to acknowledge and thank those volunteers and those people that put in the extra time and energy within the community to reach certain levels and stuff. So I'll just read for those that don't know or haven't seen it. So Doug Bassett, one of our local residents, was honored with the President's Award. And just kind of a brief thing, Doug has been a member of the Baseball Alberta Board of Directors for more than 25 years, serving as Zone 7 Director and playing a key role in growth and stability of baseball across northeastern Alberta. His leadership has been instrumental in the development of the Lakeland region, the Elk Point area, and the Lakeland League. So kudos to Doug and all his efforts to support our community, support the kids, and support minor baseball within the province. So congratulations to Doug, and hopefully we see him many more years doing what he's doing.
Are you wanting to send out a letter to him?
I think it would be well worth making that acknowledgement from council to someone like that.
Yeah, we'll get letters drafted. Sign it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
perfect. All right. Any more questions or comments regarding correspondence and information? No. Get a motion to approve.
I can make that motion.
Information.
File for information.
I can make the motion for information on the correspondence.
Tim did.
Attended?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Thanks, Jason. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right. No concerns from mayor and councillor. Council timesheets. We can see our remuneration. We don't need a motion on that. That's just for information, or do we need a file for information?
Normally, yeah, we need a
We
motion.
do. Okay. Can I get a motion to file? Thank you, Sean. Info. All in favor? Perfect. All right. With that, we need a motion to go into closed session. 7:39. Thank you, Jason. All in favor? Ready?
Yep.
All right, thank you for your patience and welcome back. At 8:18, Dwayne made a motion to come out of closed session. We just have a couple of motions to make. The first one regarding MOU. Do you have a written out motion?
Yeah, just that that the council approves, to go, administration go forward with the MOU and the letter of support, so.
Okay. So Jason made that motion. All in favor? Motion carried. And then regarding the medical clinic,
Steve's information.
receive his information, and Tim made that motion. All in favor? Motion carried. And meeting adjourned at